passenger, yeah. The coffee's growing cold inside my cup. I'm watching how your lips are moving fast. You feel the empty air, you fill it up. A monologue you build, designed to last. I sit there like a shadow on the wall, absorbing every detail of your day. But I don't think you notice me at all. My quiet words just seem to drift away. I'm waiting for the ember, the warning in the street. A tiny little second to find my own heartbeat. But your engine just keeps roaring, burning up the sound. You never let the tires touch the ground. There are no red lights in your mind, just a relentless green. You're speeding down a highway where I am never seen. No yellow signs to slow you down, no brakes to let me speak. I'm drowning in the river of the stories that you leak. Oh, just let me breathe. You're shifting into overdrive again. By the dream you had, a bridge you crossed. I try to slip a gentle sentence in, but in your roaring hurricane it's lost. The pedal, it's the metal of your pride. I'm just a silent captive in this ride. The window reflects back my tired eyes. A painted ghost who nods and forces smiles. You never hear my fractured heavy sighs. We've traveled through 1,000 lonely miles. You never ask me how my spirit feels. Just keeping both your hands upon the wheels. I'm searching for the comma, a period, a pause, a breaking of your rhythm, a yielding to the laws. But the traffic has no limits, the intersection's clear, and I am just an echo in your ear. There are no red lights in your mind, just a relentless green. You're speeding down a highway where I am never seen. No yellow signs to slow you down, no brakes to let me speak. I'm drowning in the river of the stories that you leave. Oh, just let me breathe. The room is spinning in a hazy smoke. Your voice becomes a frequency, a drone. My spirit feels a little softly broke, because beside you I am so alone. You weave a vibrant tapestry of you, without a single thread of me shining through. It breaks my heart to be an empty space, a mirror just to show you your own face. If love is meant to be a two-way street, why am I walking with such heavy feet? Oh, I'm so tired. There are no red lights in your mind, just a relentless scream. You're speeding down a highway where I am never seen. No yellow signs to slow
floods the room. A hurricane of syllables pulling me into the gloom. I sit here and smile, but my spirit is feeling the drain. A heavy vibration of nothing, a storm with no rain. You're broadcasting loud, but the signal is desperately weak. I'm searching for truth in the endless illusions you speak. My mind is a vessel, but you're pouring shadows inside. There's nowhere to run from the noise and nowhere to hide. Oh, you're a radio playing without any batteries in. A noisy facade where the silence should softly begin. Endless and loud, but the message is hollow and cold. Just static and dust, taking a terrible toll on my soul. I look in your eyes and I wonder who's trapped in the maze. Are you running from quiet or lost in a desperate haze? The words tumble out like a waterfall made of debris, choking the air and suffocating the ocean in me. The volume is up, but the substance has withered and died. A carousel spinning with no one left on for the ride. I ache for a moment, a peace, for a pause in the sound. But your broken antenna keeps dragging my heart to the ground. Oh, you're a radio playing without any batteries in. A noisy facade where the silence should softly begin. Endless and loud, but the message is hollow and cold. Just static and dust, taking a terrible toll on my soul. It breaks me to see how you weaponize all of this breath. Talking so much, loving the fragile silence to death. I want to connect, to reach out and anchor your pain, but I'm caught in the undertow of your meaningless rain. The hours go by and the monologue never retreats. A wandering ghost on the loneliest, emptiest streets. You speak to be heard, but you're pushing the listeners away, leaving me drowning in all of the things you don't say. Oh, you're a radio playing without any batteries in. A noisy facade where the silence should softly begin. Endless and loud, but the message is hollow and cold. Just static and dust, taking a terrible toll on my soul. Cut the transmission, surrender the desperate fight. Let the quiet unravel the knots in the depth of the night. You don't have to fill every second with chatter and stone. It's okay to be silent. It's okay to be fully alone. Alone.
Watch the sun go down. Sun is melting on the glass. You pour your honeyed words, but they don't last. A velvet breeze is whispering through the trees, but all your heavy vows are blowing in the breeze. You sit across from me, a silhouette of grace, selling sweet forever with a smile upon your face. You paint the evening sky with colors you don't know, building us a future from a castle made of foam. I hear the sweetness slipping past your teeth, but feel the bitter coldness hiding underneath. A master of the moment, trading in the light, but your promises will vanish in the night. Oh, and as the daylight starts to bleed away, I watch you give our sacred truths away. Your words are cheap, your currency is air. I'm reaching out to touch, but nothing's there. You're selling discount promises in the afternoon, chasing the fading sun, but you're offering the moon. Cheap little whispers dissolving in the gold. A beautiful story that leaves my spirit cold. Just empty echoes in the afternoon. Yeah, empty echoes in the afternoon. The shadows stretch across the wooden floor. I've heard this sweet philosophy before. You dress your little lies in such a vibrant hue. I almost wish my wounded heart believed in you. A sip of tea, a casual embrace, a tragic masterpiece upon your face. You speak of lifetimes while you're watching the clock, a gentle illusion, a key with no lock. You throw your words like pennies in a wishing well, trapped inside the beauty of the stories that you tell. But the afternoon is dying, the light is turning gray, and all your pretty bargains slowly wash away. No, the twilight settles heavy on my chest. I know this beautiful mirage is just a test. I feel the magic slipping through my hands like water spilling into burning sands. You're selling discount promises in the afternoon, chasing the fading sun, but you're offering the moon. Cheap little whispers dissolving in the gold. A beautiful story that leaves my spirit cold. Just empty echoes in the afternoon. Yeah, empty echoes in the afternoon. beautiful shade. The afternoon is over, the truth is finally stark. I'd rather walk alone into the dark. Oh, the gravel in my soul is crying out, washing my spirit of the shadows and the doubt. No more illusions, no more cheap supply. Just watching the afternoon softly die. You were selling discount promises in the afternoon, chasing the fading sun, but you offered me the moon. Cheap little whispers dissolving in the gold. A beautiful story that leaves my spirit cold. Just empty echoes in the afternoon. Empty echoes in the afternoon. Discount promises, fading sun. Cheap words in the ember light. Let the night come, sweep the lies away.
Listen to the wind, just a hollow echo blowing through. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. You paint a picture with 1,000 words, but the meaning scatters like a flock of birds. You take all the air in the crowded rooms, but beneath the surface it's a silent tomb. It breaks my soul to see the mask you wear, a heavy crown of smoke and thin air. You scream so loud to hide the quiet pain, like thunder rolling without any rain. Oh, the empty drum beats the loudest, filling up the room with a hollow sound. You stand so tall, you act the proudest, but there's no substance to be found. Yeah, the empty drum beats the loudest when there is nothing left inside to hide. I close my eyes and let the bass line roll, trying to find some shelter for my soul. Your empty promises are ringing in my ear, a deafening illusion fueled by your fear. You talk of mountains that you never climb, leaving the truth completely far behind. I feel the sorrow in your boastful cries, a barren desert right behind your eyes. You try to fill the void with endless noise, a fragile kingdom built on broken toys. Oh, the empty drum beats the loudest, filling up the room with a hollow sound. You stand so tall, you act the proudest, but there's no substance to be found. Yeah, the empty drum beats the loudest when there is nothing left inside to hide. The pride, while the genuine spirit has withered and died. Oh, the empty drum beats the loudest, filling up the room with a hollow sound. You stand so tall, you act the proudest, but there's no substance to be found. Yeah, the empty drum beats the loudest when there is nothing left inside to hide. Silence is a language of the brave, a quiet ocean, not a crashing wave. Why are you so afraid of standing still, letting the quiet of the morning heal? Stop the shouting, let the ego fall. There's peace in being nothing at all. I step away into the cosmic haze, leaving behind your loud, chaotic maze. A heavy heart doesn't need to scream, it beats and whispers floating down the stream. I'm seeking the people who speak with their eyes, who don't need a volume to prove they are So keep your shouting, let the echoes fade into the shadows of the world you made. I'll take the quiet, let my spirit grow where rivers of the deepest waters flow. Let the heavy, silent vessels sink down deep, while the empty drums rattle in their sleep. Oh, the empty drum beats the loudest, filling up the room with a hollow sound. You stand so tall, you act the proudest, but there's no substance to be found. Yeah, the empty drum beats the loudest when there is nothing left inside to hide. Just a hollow sound drifting away. Let the silence speak. There is comfort in the quiet, nothing left inside, nothing left inside. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart is still. I see you standing on the highest hill, shouting at the stars, but your heart.
Yeah, hush now. Let the universe speak. Babylon rose in a hurricane of glass, a million hollow voices moving way too fast. past. They bleed their intentions, they shatter the stone. But the wisest of kings sits quietly on his throne. I watch the syllables crumble to dust in a world full of echoes. Who can you trust? When the tongue finally rests, the spirit begins to breathe, shedding the heavy armor, unspooling what we weave. In the chasm of the chest, a glowing truth unfolds, the secret that the ancient river holds. Oh, the quiet is a treasure, an untarnished crown. Silence is golden when the word burns down. Diami to Emma, let the quiet truth shine. Trading all my silver for a peace so divine. Yes, silence is golden, pure and profound. Words can be daggers, dripping with the night, cutting through the twilight, blinding up the light. Every argument a shipwreck on the shallow, jagged shore. I refuse to be a casualty in this endless empty war. So I swallow the thunder and I drink down the rain. I lock away the fury, I let the quiet rise, watching constellations bloom right behind my eyes. No need to justify the shadows, no need to explain. The medicine of stillness is washing out the pain. Oh, the quiet is a treasure, an untarnished crown. Silence is golden when the world burns down. Diami to Emma, let the quiet truth shine. Trading all my silver for a peace so divine. Yes, silence is golden, pure and profound. Conversations drift like sweet smoke in the wind. Where does the meaning start and where does it begin? We fill up the empty spaces just to hide from our ghosts. But the man who says the least is the one who feels the most. I've walked through the valleys of chatter and pride, where fools sell their secrets with nowhere to hide. But I am an island in an ocean of sound, rooted in the stillness, deep beneath the ground. There's a kingdom in the pause, a sanctuary built without any flaws. You don't have to shout to prove that you are real, just out the flame, how to boil the water like it's a sacred game, telling me how the noodles should perfectly. Then the master of nothing playing the wise old friend. It breaks my heart a little to see you try so hard. Desperation in the pitch of your voice, not controlling the narrative is your only choice. You lecture the moon on how it should blow, but the gentle tide whispers what you'll never know. I sit here and smile, but my soul feels the ache for the fragile illusion that you're trying to make. And I'm tired of the noise, the relentless parade of the mask that you wear and the games that you've played. You speak of the fire, but you shiver in the a tragic little story that shouldn't be told. Or you're painting the sky, but you're out of the blue, claiming the wisdom of a world you never knew. From the thrones of the kings to the fire on the stove, you're just hunting for glory, forgetting to love. Yeah, you talk and you talk till the shadows fall, but an empty room echoes the loudest of all. If silence is gold, then your pockets are bare, just spending your syllables on the thin empty air. I wanted to connect, to feel something real, but you're entirely buried in this fake grand appeal. I pour you a drink and I watch the ice melt down, while you crown yourself king of a ghost-ridden town. It's a lonely pedestal you built in your mind, leaving the beauty of the quiet far behind. I feel the sorrow underneath your loud decree. You're just a prisoner of your own frequency. Spaces between the loudest illusions that I've ever seen. One day you might listen, one day you might hear the sound of your own heart finally clear. Oh, you're painting the sky, but you're out of the blue, claiming the wisdom of a world you never knew. From the thrones of the kings to the fire on the stove, find your peace, my friend. Ooh, yeah. Gather round, let the storyteller speak. of the grand tale, another fabricated groove. You paint a whole masterpiece with colors of deceit. I feel the heavy rhythm of your fictional heartbeat. The way you weave the words, it's a beautiful design, a tapestry of illusions you're claiming as divine. Every promise that you make is just a ghost in the room, a hollow little phantom dancing in the gloom. I used to shed my tears, used to bleed for the truth. Now I just sit back and watch you waste your youth. I treat your words like a bedtime lullaby, a goddamn fiction pulling the wool over the sky. It's a beautiful fairy tale, darling, keep spinning the yarn. I'm just relaxing in the shade, safe from the harm. Sing me to sleep with your level of light. I'm floating away on your sweet alibi. The dragons you slay and the stories you sell, the victims you play in your self-made hell. I see the silver strings on the puppets you hold. You're a maestro of fables, so brave and so bold. I don't even interrupt, I just let the record play, watching your imaginary world wash the real one away. You build castles in the air, made of mirrors and smoke, a high art deception, a transcendental joke. I don't even fight the tide, I just let the waters rise. I found my inner peace inside your paradise of lies. I treat your words like a bedtime lullaby, a goddamn fiction pulling the wool over the sky. It's a beautiful fairy tale, darling, keep spinning the yarn. I'm just relaxing in the shade, safe from the harm. Sing me to sleep with your level of light. I'm floating away on your sweet alibi. Remember when I thought you were the gravity I need, the sacred little scripture that I used to read. Now you're just a velvet myth, a whisper in the dark, a masterclass of make-believe that misses every mark, but it's soothing in a way, the rhythm of your calm. I just close my heavy eyes and let the myth go on. You lie so perfectly, it borders on an art, a mythology of us tearing reality apart. I used to let it break me, shatter my soul, but now your fantasy is making me whole. I just drift on the sound waves of your deceit, and I treat your words like a bedtime lullaby, a goddamn fiction pulling the wool over the sky. It's a beautiful fairy tale, darling, keep spinning the yarn. I'm just relaxing in the shade, safe from the harm. Sing me to sleep with your level of light. I'm floating away on your sweet your actual truth behind. 'Cause I treat your words like a bedtime lullaby, a goddamn fiction pulling the wool over the sky. It's a beautiful fairy tale, darling, keep spinning me on. I'm just relaxing in the shade, safe from the harm. Sing me to sleep with your level of lies. I'm floating away on your sweet alibi. So go ahead and whisper your manufactured dreams. Nothing in this universe is ever what it seems. You reach the highest level, the deity of fate, and I'm just here resting for my own sanity's sake. Once upon a time, you told me you loved me. What a beautiful story could my storyteller speak.
Breathe it in, breathe it out, just empty it. Yeah. You open your mouth and the temperature rises, a fever of fictions and hollow disguises. It's not from a flame, it's not from a spark, just the friction of words tearing up through the dark. You talk till the meaning is gone, a blazing horizon that never brings dawn. I'm trying to listen, I'm trying to care, but my heart is just choking on the heat in the air. There's a haze in the room, thick with your pride, and nowhere to run, and nowhere to hide. You got those smoking lips blowing clouds of illusion, words so hot they melt down to confusion. It's a burning barrage of things you don't mean, the craziest fire that I've ever seen. Not a trace of the truth in the ashes that fall, just smoking lips making no sense at all. Every syllable drips with a desperate extreme, a blistering nightmare disguised as a dream. You promised the ocean, you promised the sky, but it all evaporates before it reaches my eye. The stories get taller, the logic gets weak. I watch the smoke rise every time that you speak. I'm gasping for breath in this room full of tales, where honesty falters and sanity fails. You breathe out a tempest of frantic desire, but a mountain of words doesn't make it a fire. You got those smoking lips blowing clouds of illusion, words so hot they melt down to confusion. It's a burning barrage of things you don't mean, the crazy You're losing yourself in the labyrinth of mind. The exaggerations are melting the floor. I don't think my spirit can take anymore. It's heavy, this weight of the things unfulfilled. A monument made out of ash that you build. No incense is burning, no cigarette glow. Just the exhaust of an ego on show. The friction of syllables moving too fast. A blistering heat that was never to last. Where do you go when the embers go cold? When the lies have been spent and the stories are told. I weep for the silence we lost in the blaze. I mourn for our souls in this suffocating maze. Take back. Just stop. Let the temperature